In this video, I'll demonstrate user-defined class. So we will start with class declaration. And diba, we have two types of members within a class. We have attributes and methods. But dito sa lecture na to, I'll just limit, rather in this video, I limit um, methods dun sa first two types. We have constructors and named methods. Yung other two will be discussed or will be demonstrated for the next video sa part 2. Okay? So, dito ang gagawin natin as an example is we will create a student class. And then later on, we will also use that class to create objects. Okay? So, let's start. So, in declaring a class, we follow a format. So, the format is modifier, the keyword class, and the class name, and we have curly braces to put attributes and methods inside. So in our case, I'll use public muna as our access modifier, the keyword class, and then the class name. So the class name is student. So we follow in naming a class, diba? We follow coding guidelines. It should be a noun and the first letter should be capital. So ipasok ko lang tong comments natin. This will serve as a guide for our demonstration. So that's how we declare a class, and then attributes and methods will be declared inside this class. So in declaring also methods, or rather attributes, meron din tayong fina-follow na format. So the format would be the modifier, the data type, attribute name or the variable name, and then you can put initial value, and then don't forget the semicolon. So initial value is optional. Yung kailangan po na nandito, yung required is the access modifier, the data type, and then the attribute name. Attribute name is just like a variable name. So when may variables, diba, we follow then coding guidelines for that. Attribute name should start with a lowercase letter and it should be a noun. So for example, sige, isave muna natin itong class natin. So same in saving our file or the program, it should match its class name. Sige, save ko lang dito sa Java demonstration folder ko. So I will name it same with this. So student.java. Okay? So for example, yung student po natin, we have, let's say for example, 6 attributes. The name, age, address, and then tatlong grade. For grade niya sa math, grade niya sa English, and then grade niya sa science. So, sige, let's declare that. So, public, pakitingnan na lang, we follow the format. So, public, string, so we use string for the name. Public int age, public string. So, string din yung gagamitin natin for the address. public double math grade, public double English grade, public double science grade. Okay? So at this point, we have now declared attributes for our class student. Okay? So dito pa lang, kapag meron ng attributes yung class natin, pwede na po natin to gamitin to create object. Okay? Para matest natin, para magamit natin tong ginawa nating class, we will create another class. So let's call it my students. So save ko lang for anything else. So my student.java. Then I write the main method. So public static public static void main string args. Okay. So dito sa my students, dito gagamitin natin yung class na ginawa natin to create an object. Okay? So para magamit niyo yung etong class na to, dapat they belong to the same folder. In my case, parehas po sila nasa Java demonstration folder. So para magamit ko yung class na ginawa natin dito. Okay? So walang ibang way para gamitin yung class na to is through instantiation. So when we say instantiation, this means creation of objects based from classes. So meron din po itong format. So the format would be class name, object name equals new constructor and then parameters if meron, and then semicolon. Okay, that would be the format in creating an object or the format for instantiation. Okay, sige. Let's now create an object based from this class. So class name, our class name is student. So tawagin na lang natin muna siyang student1. So that is the object name. Equals new. So as for the constructor, use the constructor with no parameters or the default constructor. So ganyan. Since wala pa naman tayong nadideclare na constructor, we will use itong constructor with no parameters. Okay? So let's see if etong student1 natin meron na siyang laman na data. Okay? So to access we call it instance variables. So yung mga instance variables, yan yung mga variables na meron or mga attributes na meron tong object na to. So upon creating student1, ibig sabihin kung anong meron tong class na to, meron na din si student1. Okay? Pero yung kailangan nating malaman kung meron na ba yun values. Okay, si student1. So to access, meron din po yan format. Object name dot attribute name. Okay, so that's how we access the value. or to access the attribute object name dot attribute name. So halimbawa, if I want to access the name of student 1 being the object name dot name. Kung gusto ko yung age, student 1 dot age. Kung gusto ko yung address, student dot address. So sige, let's print. So student 1 dot name, student 1 dot age, student 1 dot address. Okay? So let's check if meron na nga bang values si student 1. So I'll open my CMD, eto. So i-locate ko muna kung nasaan yung file. So I save it on my drive D. Nasa Java demonstration folder. So para mag-work tong class natin and then etong program natin, we will compile it first. So parehas natin i-compile yun. So student.java, you can compile this. Pwede nyo naman pagsabayin in one command. So java c student.java space my students.java. Okay, so yan. Compilation successful. So since this is just a format, hindi nyo to pwedeng i-run. Okay? Hindi kayo pwede nyong i-run as Java student. Kasi magkaka-error yan. Error because wala siyang main. Okay, main method. Kasi nga, etong class na to, template lang. Ito yung pinanggamitan natin ng template. Ito yung may main. Okay, so yan lang yung pwede nyong i-run dyan. So, Java, my student. Okay. So, tingnan nyo yung output. So, the output is null, 0, and then null. Because, wala pa naman tayong nilagay na values for our student 1. Pero, ibig sabihin na merong lumabas nito, tama, na meron talaga yung student 1 name, age, and address. Yun nga lang, wala pa siyang value. Okay, wala pa siyang initial value. So, paano natin malalagyan ng value? So, you can treat this as a variable. Okay, so kung gusto nyong lagyan to ng value, ang gagawin lang po natin, sige, let's create another student ulit. So, student 2 equals new student. So, again, itong student 2 na to, wala pa siyang value. So, lagyan ko lang dito ng systemout.println to separate the output. So, sabi nga natin, si student, ito, at this point, wala din po siyang value. Yung value ng mga attributes, wala. So, how can we put value dito sa student 2? So, you can treat this as a variable. So, ganun din, student2.name. And then we assign value to student2.name. So, halimbawa, ang ilagay ko, Jessica Jones. How about for the age? So, student2.age, for example, 20. Student2.address. So, ilagay ko from Manila. Okay? So, to check if nalagyan na siya ng value, of course, kailangan nating i-print. Okay, so I'll just copy ito. And I will change this, instead of student 1, gagawin kong student 2. Okay? So, kinapi ko lang itong lines of code na to. And then I change this as student 2 para sa student 2 object natin. Lagyan ko din dito ng print line na walang laman to separate the outputs. Okay? So, let's compile. Okay, successful. So let's run my student, Java my student. Okay. So far, tama. For our student 2, diba? Um, meron na talaga siyang value dito. Calling student to that name, meron na siyang laman. Okay, meron na siyang value, which is eto, Jessica Jones. That's why na-print natin yung mga values nila. Okay. How about since hindi lang yung tatlong variable na yon, meron si student, kundi meron pa siyang etong tatlo. Sige, let's see if meron na din siyang value. So, let's output math, grade, English grade, science grade. Oops, mali. Science grade. Okay. Let's compile again and run my student. So, yun. Okay. So, wala pa siyang value na-assign. Kasi yung nailagay lang, yung na-assign lang natin na value is for the name, age, and address. But for the other attributes, wala tayong na-assign. That is why 0 po lahat yung display, yung na-display. Okay? Okay. So, dito, next, tingnan nyo to. So, kung gusto natin lagyan ng lahat ng values, ibig sabihin, yung lines of codes natin, it will become 6 lines of code. Yung paglagay lang natin ng mga values for each attribute. Okay? So, and I'll introduce you to the next element ng user-defined class natin, which is yung constructors. Okay? Constructors, these are methods where all initializations are placed. Okay? So, walang ibang ginagawa si constructor kundi mag-initialize. Okay? So, for constructor, we follow a format also. Modifier, class name, and then some parameters nasa loob ng parentheses. And yung ilalagay dito is initializations. Okay? Initializations ng ano? Initializations po ng mga attributes natin. Okay? Attributes natin. So, for the format, yung class name, yung constructor name natin is same as the class name. So, ang nilagay ko na lang dito class name para matandaan nyo. So, kung ano yung class names, in this case, student, yun din yung constructor name. So, in declaring constructor, huwag nyong kakalimutan ilagay si default constructor. So, si default constructor is siya yung constructor with no parameters. Okay? So, kapag walang dineclare na ibang constructor, automatic meron na yung default constructor. Pero, kung maglalagay kayo ng ibang constructor, kailangan po itong ilagay. So, this is required. We call this as default constructor. So, in declaring constructor, kailangan nyo pong i-identify kung ano yung mga attributes dito na gusto nyong i-initialize. So, halimbawa, I want to initialize first yung first three. Okay? So, yan yung babasayan ko sa paggawa ng constructor. So, dito we follow the format. Public. Class name is student. So, as parameters, etong tatlo yung i-initialize ko. So, I will put here temporary variables. I'll call it n for the name, ag for the age, and string ad for the address. So, whatever values na ilalagay dyan, I will, for n, I will assign it to name, age or age, and ad for the address. Okay? So, yan, eto. So, I have now here a constructor with three parameters, name, age, and then address. Okay? So, para magamit to, yung constructor na to, okay, let's declare another object. Let's call it student3 equals new student. So, since meron na tayong eto constructor with three parameters, instead of assigning values to our attribute one by one, we can now put the values here directly sa pagtawag natin ng constructor. Okay? So, halimbawa, Matt Murdoch. Si Matt is 21 years old and he's from Cebu. Okay? So, nakaless tayo ng 3 lines of code. So, let's print the values of Matt or our student 3. So, kopyahin ko lang to. And then, I'll change this student 2. Gawin ko lang student 3. Okay? Let's see if okay yung or nalagyan ba ng values yung respectively yung name, age, and address. Let's check using this. Okay, so let's compile again yung dalawang class natin. Okay, so successful. Let's run. Okay, so yun. So successful. Okay, so using a constructor, ito, yung dineclare natin dito, ito, nakasave tayo ng 3 lines of code. So instead of assigning values for our attributes one by one, we can assign it using constructor. Okay? And again, wala pa rin values yung tatlong grades. So if you want to put grades, we can create another constructor for that. So, kopyahin ko lang to. Kasi dadagdagan na lang natin to. So, I will add eto, di ba yung tatlo? So, double M for the math grade, double E for English, double S for science grade. So, dito rin, yan din yung gagawin ko. Math grade equals M. English grade equals E. Science grade equals S. Okay, simple as that. We have now a constructor with 6 parameters. Actually, all the attributes are pwedeng ma-initialize using this constructor. So, yung gagawin nito is to initialize the 6 attributes. Okay, so let's create another student. Let's call it student4 equals new student. Okay, so yung pangalan ng fourth student natin is Luke Cage. He's 24 years old. So he's from Bicol. And we can now put the grades. So for example, yung grade niya is 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. Okay? So to check if successful yung initialization, we again copy this code. And then I'll change this. Gawin ko na lang 4. Okay? So we will access here the name, the age, the address, math science. Okay, let's see if our constructor works. So I'll run. Okay, so okay na. Nakapag-initialize na tayo ng 6 na attributes using just one line of code. Okay? So, yan yung gamit ng constructor to initialize attributes. So, dito rin, sige. Kung mapapansin nyo dito, same yung mga constructor name. Ang tawag natin po dito is overloading constructor. Okay? Pag sinabi nating overloading constructor, same name, different parameters. So, ang mahalagang tandaan po dito when you declare constructors, dapat iba-iba yung parameters nila in terms of number and in terms of data types. Dito iba-iba. Dito no parameter. Dito 3 parameter. Dito naman 6 parameters. Pwede ka mag-declare another constructor here. Depende sa pangangailangan. Halimbawa, gusto ko naman i-declare yung first 4. So, pwede nyo yung gawin. Pwede ka mag-add na halimbawa, nag-i-initialize ng name lang. So, you can do that. So, it depends kung ano yung kailangan or need ng program nyo. In my case, ito lang yung kailangan ko. Yung dalawa. Constructor with 3 parameters and 6 parameters. Okay. Next is yung next and then yung last is yung named methods. So named methods these are methods. This is the flexible one and then the common methods. So flexible siya kasi konti yung rules na fina-follow, and then yung mga named methods nagdedepende dito sa pangangailangan ng program nyo or ng class nyo. Okay? So, dito, siguro yung kailangan natin is a method or a function to print the data or the attributes. So, hindi na tayo required para makita yung mga attributes. Ito, magpiprint tayo isa-isa. Okay? So, yun. That is the first named methods na kailangan natin. So, dito, sa named method, meron din po tayong format to na fina-follow. So, same din, modifier, return type. Yung return type, nakadepende yan sa kung anong nire-return ng method nyo or ng function nyo. So, kung ang nire-return ng method nyo is int, yung return type is int din. Kung nagre-return siya ng string, string yung return type. Pero kung wala siyang nire-return, ang return type is void. Okay? Void function siya. So, we also have the method name and then parameters. Asterisk yan kasi It means pwedeng no parameters or many parameters. And then you put statements inside. So, gawin ko lang itong sa format natin. Asterisk din. So, depende sa laman ng statement. So, following the format of a named method, so public, so since magpiprint tayo dun sa we will use void kasi wala tayong i-return, magpiprint lang tayo dito sa method natin. Let's call it print. So simple as that. We name it as print. And wala na munang parameter kasi ang ipiprint lang naman natin is yung mga available na attributes dito. Okay? So let's use system.out.print line to print the name. So instead of lagyan na din natin ng format. So ganyan, name or label. So lagay natin din for age. And then address. Math grade. English grade. And then for the science grade. Okay. And then I'll add an empty print line to para may new line sa baba. Okay. So yan, we have now here a named method. So we can call this to print the name, age, address, math grade, English grade, science grade. Okay? So dito, let's declare another object. So let's call it student 5 equals new student. Okay, let's use here the constructor with 6 parameters. So name of our 5th student is Danny Rand. He's 19 years old. So he's from Ilocos. And then his grade 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5. Okay? So dito to call objects method, we also have a format, object name dot method name, and then if it has parameters, dyan nyo din yan ilalagay. Okay? So to call, so dito sa template natin, si student class meron na siyang method na print. Okay? So to call, and si student 5, or I mean yung student objects natin, yung student objects natin, meron na yung mga method na print. So para tawagin yun, we use this format. So para tawagin si print, we use student object name student 5 dot print. Okay? So, simple as that. So, instead of printing it one by one, ito yung ginawa natin. Nandyan na lang si print. So, ang gagawin ni print is to print the data na available for a particular object. In this case, yung student 5. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's compile. Okay, successful. Run. Okay, tingnan nyo. Eto. So, okay, um, successful yung pag-initialize natin itong mga data and successful din yung pag-print ng mga data. And tingnan nyo, meron pa siyang label. Okay? So, tingnan natin yung first examples natin. So, you compare. Comparing this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wala pa yung tatlong initialization nung tatlong grade. 11, 12, 13, 14 lines of code. Comparing it to just 2 lines of code. Okay? Diba? It will save so much time using, okay, one template. So, if you want to create another object, diba? You can do this again. And then if you want to print the values, you will just call this particular method, yung print. Okay? So the last would be another example of named method. In this case naman, papakita ko sa inyo na meron siyang nire-return. So since meron tayo ditong grade, why not we get the average of the 3 grade? And then i-return natin as the average. So we declare here. So following the format, modifier natin is public. Return type, since magre-return tayo ng value, i-return natin yung average double. We name it as compute average. Okay, yan. So to compute for the average, we need to get the sum of math of the 3 grades. So math grade plus English grade plus science grade. And then getting the average, to get the average, we need to divide it by 3. And then we return AVG. Okay, we return the average. Okay, let's call compute average. So since yung method na yun magpiprint, or sorry, yung method na yun mag-return ng value, so kailangan meron sa kanyang magsalo. It's either you will put it into another variable or sa isang print. So ilalagay ko na lang siya sa isang print line. So idagdag ko na lang. So this average. And then to call our get average method or compute average, we follow again this format. Kasi method yun, name method yun, di ba? So student 5 dot compute average. Okay? So let's see if this works. So let's compile again. And then we run. Okay, so tama, diba? We get the average of the 3 grades of Daniran. So correct. So tama naman yung average natin. Okay, so at this point, ito, we have now a working template for our student. So it has 6 attributes. Meron din siyang mga constructors to initialize. And then we also have two named methods to print the data and get the average. Okay? So for the last time, I'll create another object. So this is the benefit of having a template. We can reuse the class over and over again. So for our last object, for Frank Castle. So Frank Castle is 25 years old. So he's from Mindanao. Um, Grade is 1.5, 1.0, and 2.0. Okay, I want to print the details. So student 6 dot print. I also want to see the average, so I'll just copy this line of code, and then I'll change this at 6. Okay, let's compile. Successful. Run. Okay. So this would be the wait. So lagyan lang natin ulit ng print line. Dito ko na lang ilagay to separate the output. Oops. So I'll compile and then run. Okay, yun. This is the output for the Frank Castle. Okay, so I hope you get now the idea of creating a template and using it in creating objects over and over again. So the benefit of creating classes or templates is the ability to reuse it over and over and again. And then tingnan nyo din, you compare yung codes natin kanina with this. Okay, using a template, it becomes shorter. Okay, so that's the end of this demonstration. Thank you for watching.